But we're all human today, right?
Yeah, of course. We're all humans today, right? But that's not the energy you had at the beginning of this video, though, when you're talking about, are you a Neanderthal? You look like a Neanderthal. When I look at pictures of Neanderthal, they kind of look like you, me, not so much. What were you doing there? I didn't feel the all human energy at the beginning, but now that you met a brother who's knowledgeable and knows his age and gave you back, exactly how it needed to be given back to you, we are all humans. Be so for real.
Are you a Neanderthal?
Do I look like I came from the Caucasus Mountain?
I swear that question has been rolling. Not only because of how snappy, how quick he was with it, but because it is a valid question. Like, why would you ask me that? Do I look like I came from the region where the Neanderthals were? Like, come on. Oh, I love how quick he was with that.
No, but I looked at some pictures of some Neanderthals, and honestly, if I look at you, kind of similar. If I look at myself, not really at all.
First of all, that's a very stupid thing to say because it just sounds how dumb and how uninformed you are. Because Neanderthals existed in the Eurasia region, Europe, Asia. If you do some DNA analysis on me,
Yeah.
guess the amount of Neanderthal traits you find in me. 0.
Yeah,
But-
I read.
But Europeans, they have 3 to 5%.
Maybe 2%.
3 to 5%.
Some Asians have more.
It's crazy how she started this conversation by asking him. Hell, some might even say calling him a Neanderthal even because she was like, you look like a Neanderthal. That's crazy. Like, she obviously started this conversation wanting to be messy, wanting to insult him, right? But, brother here is very much aware of who he is and what he is not. Like, he's knowledgeable about Neanderthals and all of that ish. And I just know she wasn't prepared for that. Him being aware and knowledgeable. Like, imagine wanting to insult someone by calling them a Neanderthal, but the person you are trying to insult here don't even have Neanderthal DNA and you are the one who have it. This is why I say that a lot of the things that these people do stem from a place of inferiority. She's aware that she has this thing and she doesn't like that she has it, like this DNA, right? So she's projecting. She wants to project that insecurity onto him, telling him, you look like a Neanderthal. Are you a Neanderthal? Knowing damn well that she's the one that has Neanderthal DNA. I've said it before, one of my videos on TikTok that I think I posted on here as well, Abby. I called it then. I was like, these people don't like the fact that they have that DNA. And I would even say that they feel less because of it. And it's no surprise that they went around calling other groups of people, calling African people less than human, 3/5 of a man, when if you want to really look at the DNA, who's really not 100% human, who's really not, all the fifths that there is to be of men. Like, when I piece these things together, I'm like, like, now it's starting to make sense. They're trying to make other people feel inferior. They try to make African people feel inferior because that's how they feel for, these parts that they have that they don't like. So they project their inferiority onto you. So you start to feel inferior and would never be able to catch on to the fact that in actuality, they are the ones who feel inferior because of what they have to be dealing with, like in the DNA situation. This is the fact that you will find in how she continuously tries to down the percent that they have. Like when brother said, oh, they have 3 to 5%, she was like, no, maybe 2%.
Europeans, they have 3 to 5%.
Maybe 2%.
If this is something that they are proud of, trust me, she would not be down in the percent that she or they have in them. They hate that they have that. So all of this is projection.
Maybe 2%.
3 to 5%.
Some Asians have more, but Europeans have like tops too. But I read about that. It doesn't mean that no Africans have it.
Homo sapiens.
If you read about it.
Yeah, maybe the invaders over there in the north, they are the ones that have it. But let's continue.
Homo sapiens existed in Africa 300,000 years ago. And the world today is dominated by Homo sapiens.
Yeah,
There are no Neanderthals.
that's true.
Neanderthals are extinct.
They bred with
Homo
each other.
sapiens interbreeded with Neanderthals to form you guys. So if it wasn't for Africans like myself, you would have been extinct too with the Neanderthals.
But we're all human today, right?
Yeah, of course. We're all humans today, right? But that's not the energy you had at the beginning of this video, though, when you're talking about, are you a Neanderthal? You look like a Neanderthal. When I look at pictures of Neanderthal, they kind of look like you, me, not so much. What were you doing there? I didn't feel the all human energy at the beginning, but now that you met a brother who's knowledgeable and knows his age and gave you back, exactly how it needed to be given back to you, we are all humans. Be so for real.
But we're all human today, right? We go under the same
Thanks to
race.
Africa, thanks to me, thanks to my ancestors. Because without us, there will be no you. So who is the real God here?
Look at the world. Who is the real
We
God?
created,
is it you guys
we
or us?
created you.
Like, should I even address what she just said? Is there any point for real? Because if we really look around at this world and all the things that they have done, I don't see no God. I mean, if we want to go by biblical text or religion and look at how they describe, what the devil is going to be doing. Kill, steal, and destroy. That's all I'm going to say. Moving on.
We created you guys.
question.
Do you know that, I don't know if it's in the 18th or 19th century, the white scientists, they were trying to prove that Africans are inferior because they are descendant of Neanderthals. But today it is proven that Africans have 0% traits of Neanderthals.
Some Africans.
But white people, Caucasians now, they have 3 to 5%.
Two.
Like, I swear, nothing sweetens me more than learning about a science experiment that did not go how the scientists had hoped that said experiments would have gone. And I've come by a few of those. I think I've actually covered 2 on this channel. One was this guy who went to Egypt wanting to prove that the mummies, the Egyptian mummies, were white people, and he was shocked when he found out that they were black. Man could not hide his displeasure even in that clip. The second one I covered on here was the Chinese scientists that tried to prove that the Chinese people do not share ancestry with Africans. And they went on a scientific journey or a quest, whatever you want to call it, to try and prove this, only for them to be shocked. Because they did find during their research that they did in actuality have a common ancient African ancestor, and they didn't like that very much, but it is what it is. Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't scientific journey, quest, whatever, research, isn't it supposed to be something you go in to with like an open mind, wanting to learn and get down to the bottom of what the truth is? Like, are you supposed to be going on a scientific journey with a biased intention of what you want the result to be? Like, is that how, like, I don't know, that really, when I hear things like this, I'm like, that's crazy. But then again, what do I know? I'm not a scientist, right? But anyways, for those of you who want to see the 2 videos, both are going to be linked down below in the description. Now, my question to the scientists that went down that their experiment, scientific journey to prove that Africans are inferior because they have Neanderthal DNA, how do they feel now? If having Neanderthal DNA is a sign or evidence for inferiority, are they saying that they are inferior now because they have it? I'm just asking. Again, their words, not mine. Because personally, I don't see anybody as inferior. Same way I don't see anybody as superior. But let's continue.
But
Africans,
white
yeah.
people, Caucasians now, they have 3 to 5%.
2.
Even if it's 1, you guys are still, linked to the Neanderthals.
And so what?
Not
I can't. The way she's always like downplaying it when he says 3 to 5, she's like, 2. Brother followed back by saying, even if it's 1, you guys are still linked to the Neanderthals. She said, and so what? It's not an issue for her at all. But auntie, it seems to me from like way back at the beginning of the video that it is an issue for you. You care about who have and who doesn't have Neanderthal DNA and what percent people even have it. It is an issue. It is an issue for you. Is it just me, or at this point she's starting to get offended? But auntie, you are the one who started the conversation. Like, why are you pissed? You brought us here. Just own it. Try to self-love is everything. Oh my goodness. Stormzy, own it. Girl, you just own it. Comes to mind.
Own it. Girl, you just own it.
Own it. I mean, it's not something you can ever run away from. It's 2024. Just might as well just find a way to love, fall in love with it. Because what can you do? You cannot run away from your DNA, unfortunately. I mean, I can't. This is something that is not even that deep for me. But seeing how she's reacting to it makes it very funny. Hence why I'm here making this video. Not that I really care. I'm going to be honest. Not that I really care, but her reaction is what is like, ooh. It a pain up. As it is sweet me. It a pain as it a pain oh my, it is sweet me. Oh my goodness, I needed this laugh. And the back of my ear here is hot to me. That's how much I've been laughing. Is it just me? Does this thing happen to you guys when you laugh so hard and you start to feel this strain at the back of your ear here? Oh my goodness. That's how I know I've had a good one. Let's continue.
That's not an issue for me at all. Because look at the world today.
If you hate black people, why don't you, put up a Neanderthal flag and say, hey, I'm Neanderthal.
Because we're not
But
Neanderthal.
you guys won't do that. Because you know that Neanderthals are primitive. The Homo sapiens existed in Africa.
We all come from Homo
and
erectus.
thrived. Thanks to Africans. You should worship Africans. We created you. Africans created you. Without us, you would have been extinct.
Yeah. And then
Together
what
with your family tree of Neanderthals.
And then what happened? I don't have an issue if I have 1% or 2% Neanderthal. I'm not a Neanderthal.
So if you know you are not a Neanderthal, you know that having Neanderthal DNA doesn't make you a Neanderthal. But you asked him at the beginning of the video if he was a Neanderthal though, even if he doesn't have Neanderthal DNA. And this is why I said this is all projection. Again, it comes from that place of, I hate it in me. I'm going to project it onto you. That's what all of this is. If you are 100% cool with your Neanderthal DNA, like you say you are, and you don't care, like, why did you even start all of this?
The thing is,
it's an irrelevant thing to say.
I don't have any issue you claiming to be Homo sapien, which you have every right to.
Sapien.
Yeah, you are Homo sapien. But you have to...
That just like you is killing me.
You have every right to.
Sapien.
Yeah, you are Homo sapien. But
just
you
like
have to.
That is crazy. Especially when you put into consideration the context of how she said at the beginning of the video that he looks like a Neanderthal and wanting to make him into a Neanderthal. And now she's like, I'm Homo sapien too, just like you. And see, this is the same man you just told how many seconds ago or how many minutes ago that he looks like a Neanderthal. But now you're Homo sapien too, just like him. He gave me this energy of, my goodness, I'm starting to not feel really 100% Homo sapien right now. So I have to remind this person I'm Homo sapien too, just like you. Please, I'm just like you. That's how it sounded to me. Until nobody questioned your Homo sapien position. Like, nobody did that. But you started this conversation trying to question his though. by making him trying to make him into a Neanderthal, talking about how he looks like one. We would not be here if not for you. Oh no.
But you have to recognize the fact that you became Homo sapien by indoctrination. The real Homo sapiens, which are Africans, they interbreeded with your ancestors so that you can survive, so that you can continue to exist. You get it?
We
because
did.
Neanderthals, they didn't strive.
They didn't strive, but they did breed.
They were
with
extinct 40,000 years ago.
sapiens.
They bred with Homo sapiens, with Africans. Let me stop saying Homo sapiens. Let me start saying Africans.
As you wish.
They bred with Africans to form you guys. That is why you are existing today. Without that interbreeding, oh my God, the world would have been a better place.
He went there. Oh! 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 I mean, did he stutter? No. He said it. He said it. And was he wrong? No. How did they used to say it again on TikTok? Brother ate and he cleared the plate. Hell, did they used to say the clearing plate parts? I don't even know anymore. But moral lesson, did we learn anything from this video? Yeah, I would say stop questioning people's humanity before your own humanity is brought to question. It's 2024, please. Trying to put somebody on the spot like that. But now see where it landed you. Now you are the one on the spot. And you don't like that spot very much now, do you? Let's be guided, please. Let's be guided. And one thing I would add is I don't think most people would have cared about this Neanderthal parts, if not because of how them folks have been acting for like the past how many centuries now. Like, hell, can we talk about the fact that they are not the only ones who have Neanderthal DNA, but somehow they are like the face of Neanderthals. Like, other races have it too. Asians have it, and, you know, them other people that have it. But you don't see people going around calling those people Neanderthals, because those people are just not acting like, you know, as the way them folks be acting. When you look at the way they are acting with what they did with their science, trying to prove that, oh, we had it, hence why we are inferior. But like, you know, brother said earlier, that came back around as a lie, and they found out that in fact they were the ones who had it, right? It's behaviors like that that makes people go like, you are weird. Hence why people are like Neanderthal to them. But if they were not like acting this way, I don't think people would have cared. And on that note, we've come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comment section. And of course, as always, I would see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Two.
Yeah, that's all.